Hello, everyone. I think we're on. I think we did it.
We did it.
We are.
We have arrived.
Everything's working. Hopefully, it's all good.
Cool. It's almost 8:30. Time for a break.
Yes, we're almost hitting break time. Hi, everyone. We're the casual ones. We're doing a little bit of Mork, Borg. Today, we're doing one of the free content dungeons from the Mork Borg website, Devil's Tomb. So we've got some appropriately spooky music going, and
This is spooky.
we're just gonna jump right to it. We've got we've never really done like a full like name introduction in these things, but we got me, Aaron. I'm gonna be game master. Left to right, we've got Jardine, Mike, and Ray. You see their names popping up there, and I guess we can even unveil who they are playing. So Jardine, we've got Vetten. Do you have a quick description of what Vetten is or looks like, or?
He's got, reasonably nice, robes on. His eyes are getting a little milky. He's got some cataracts going on.
Okay.
But, yeah, he's just a guy, a noble blood.
He's a chill dude.
No.
Occasionally needs a bug.
Mike, we've got your character.
Yeah.
You want to say Knifel?
Sure.
It's up to you. That's what you said it. So if you want to go with Knifel, we go with Knifel. Sure.
Do Knifel. I like it.
Does he have a knife?
No. He has a whip and a crossbow.
Okay. All right. So
The whip isn't for what you think.
Okay, so he's going for the
So what is
Trevor
Knifel
Belmont
look?
look.
Yeah.
Knifel has some pretty old fur armor that he wears over some pretty tattered cloak. His hands are all messed up from working with his portable laboratory where he makes different concoctions when he's not trying to use magic and not dying from that, which is impossible.
Perfect.
0% success rate.
It looks like Ray's blinking in and out of existence.
Why? Nothing has changed.
It is very fun.
Is this
watching
like
you
5
say
seconds?
It.
So
The
laggy.
delay is big.
All right, let me see if I can refresh it myself.
Are you actually talking, Ray? Because we can't hear you now.
Right, clap.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Okay. Cool.
Close one.
I don't have a technical difficulty screen, so maybe in your webcam software, instead of the high quality pixel option, just choose something small.
Yeah,
I
144.
did. Yeah, I did. I went back and swapped it. Oh my god.
Maybe that's what ruined it. Can you pick a resolution? It's somewhere in there.
I've got the priority for frame rate.
Your lips aren't moving!
Ray's the worst dubbed movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
You will pay a terrible
I
price.
guess change it to exposure, maybe. I don't know, but when you gotta
I think
get
this
that.
is perfect. No, I think this is good.
I don't even see the option for.
How do I break things I don't touch?
I don't know.
Where is it? Okay, it's the fourth option. The video
Yes.
recorder option. Change that maybe from full HD to anything else.
It absolutely is.
It's everything else?
Yeah.
But
4K,
that's the
60
problem.
frame.
I've got 720p. I'm going to reduce it to 720 by 1280. Oh, no, that's a terrible idea.
He's a baby. He's a baby man.
I'm a baby now.
Oh man.
What? How is that possible?
I love how he said, "Oh, that's a terrible idea." And 2 seconds later, and then shit.
Oh.
What?
I tried to do it too, and it didn't work.
And I've got everything at 24
Wait.
frames per second. Guys, I don't know.
This was working.
I really do
15
think on days like
minutes ago.
this, we need to have a quick button that we can hit to change it to podcast. Because as soon as we go too far off the rails, it's all right.
Podcast.
It's impossible how far behind you are. Could you rejoin? Have you done that already?
Where is he now?
Make sure you use the webcam app too.
I think maybe that's the problem. He wasn't using it before, and it was better.
Yeah. That was interesting.
It's
Quite interesting.
I'm dying. Oh, that was a great start. The best start we've had, guys.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so in the mood.
It was
I'm
fine.
fucking crying.
It was fine until we started. I don't
He's
even
been in
understand.
the call for an hour, and
It's
been okay.
yeah, we've just been.
It was bad for a little bit before we started too. I was watching because I know you had the timer going.
Yeah, but that was when we started. You know what I mean?
As soon as the timer is going,
Fair.
We checked everything. It looked good. Okay, say
You have
something.
No, somebody tell me to clap.
No, you're
Okay,
good.
I think that was synchronized. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we will continue then.
You clap didn't make noise.
Yeah, he
No, I
clapped
just
on
touched
it.
my hands.
Okay. You are again very low in your frame, so as I bring in your character information, you may look like you're chinning on it a bit, but so your character is
Frustrated.
is frustrated.
Yeah.
Is their maiden
We've got
name?
Catlet. So, do you guys remember the movie Snow White? You remember when the witch was like
You heard of
the
this
old
movie?
crone with the apple?
Okay, yeah.
That's Catla, but like a guy version. Imagine like a very poorly fed Draco Malfoy.
Like
You're a
a
homeless
like a
dude with an
Slytherin
apple.
Merlin. Is what
Yeah,
you're
like a
saying.
Slytherin Merlin, exactly that.
Perfect.
I don't like that.
That's not your friend? That's your friend, bud. You guys, these are the Three Musketeers of this world.
No. We're companions. We have friends.
True. Jardine doesn't have friends. He has companions.
Hey, listen,
I mean,
last time
that's
the three
right.
of us played this together, we weren't friends then either.
This
Apparently,
is true.
Real
Very
true. Real
Last
true.
time I played, I had two guards, and everybody died.
every time you play.
I mean, the last time I played, I ended up on a 4.
Yeah. You did get trident by a frog trident.
we did pretty
Okay. Well, now that we've met everybody, I think it's perfect time to segue into the scenario that we find ourselves in. This trio.
Lean forward.
Yeah, we all lean in, I guess.
Segue.
The trio, best friends that ever were in the land, have found themselves, for one way or another, in desperate need of the eyes of Icon of St. Lageroth. They have found themselves at a sarcophagus, an underground tomb deep in Graventosk. They find themselves now before a very long and dwindling set of stairs, bringing them down into the dark crypt itself. Which of you leads as you make your way down into these old, decrepit stairs?
not it.
I'll go first. And beside me is my miniature horse.
Why do you have
Wait.
How miniature is this horse?
It's like
House Hippo?
no, but I'm talking like mid-thigh.
Okay,
You have a dog.
Yeah,
a horse
How
dog.
old?
but it's a horse. You know the Elden Ring boss?
Radon?
Yeah, there you go.
Wait, I gotta check your character sheet. Is Vetin a master of gravity magic? I mean, one quick check here.
Are you single-handedly holding back the stars?
Yeah. Is that
I'm
your
not
whole
riding
deal?
the horse. The horse is with.
Riding you?
I was gonna, yeah, there it is. Yeah.
No.
I was about a half second behind on that, as usual.
Yeah, just like
That's just
your
your
video
webcam.
feed.
Blaming the internet.
Slew of technical issues tonight. We can see we are on ball. We are crushing it.
We're on the balls.
Yeah, we're on the balls.
Russian
all the
balls.
way down.
All right, so Vetin, you find yourself moving down an old, decrepit stairway into a sarcophagus to find the eyes of the Icon. As you work your way down a seemingly spiral staircase, eventually you open up into a large, dark room. Do any of you have a source of light?
I do. I have a torch.
I think I also have torches.
Very dangerous to go down into these dark places, you see.
And he's lighting up the torch. And in this area, you see a bit of an open space. A lot of darkness in the corners. Like on the ground, you do see stone tile carved and separated, but across it, you see black not ooze, but shifting liquids and mud. To the east and south, you see two doorways. Vetten, as you enter this room, could you give me a presence test?
Sure. Does my horse give me a +2?
He is the strangest horse ever.
Okay.
In this case, yes, it does.
What the fuck?
If you want, I can explain the horse.
I almost think it's better if you don't.
Okay, I rolled natural 1.
Yeah, you did. Good start.
What's down in the
Starting
corner
off
there?
the campaign right.
Okay.
Let's set those expectations now.
Yeah, Vetten walks out into the center of this area and gives a listen to the room, which is seemingly quiet. He
I don't see
motions for
anything.
you to continue, and you guys step into the area, trusting Vetten, your cataract guide. His little horse looks around the room as well and gives a nod, and so you guys know that this is a place to be trusted. No more than 3 steps later, as Katla brings up the rear with the torch, do you hear shuffling through the murk and mud and a glint of a blade, and the screaming man scream at you, begging you immediately, please do not go further. And he's grasping onto you, Katla.
What, you want to keep all the secrets for yourself? Get off me.
It's just danger beyond, and he pulls you to, like, pulling you with full strength towards you. And as you pull back, you see in the light a man with like a black bandana from the nose across his head with like eye holes cut out. Instead of it like tied tightly at the back, it hangs a little bit loose. And the loose tufts of fabric you see tufted and scratched into his ears.
Daredevil?
Like, get off me, you vile thing! Like, push him away.
Yeah, you see he stumbles away from you, and he's kind of breathing heavily a little bit, and lands in some of the muckier areas of the room. On his knees, he just like praises, like hands up in prayer to like, please do not go further.
You just want to keep all the secrets to yourself.
He's just waiting to see if you're going to move, and you see him reach towards the back of himself.
I shoot him with a crossbow.
Oh shit! Okay, can you make?
He's reaching.
He's reaching.
He's got a gun and drugs.
Yeah, make that presence test for me. I don't know if you have any modifiers, but
Oh yeah, presence is my good. We roll a d20.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
I know I had to look it up too.
Ah, fuck. 6.
You don't have any modifiers that raises us by like 6, do you?
Nah, surprisingly, no.
Yeah, your crossbow bolt slides over the shoulder, landing almost soundlessly into some muck beyond. And you see he lunge forward, and he goes towards your legs. But again, he just begs, like, please don't go.
Does he have? So is he laying like face down?
Pretty much, yeah. Just grabbing onto Nithel's legs.
Yeah, we don't have time for this. And I just wave my hands. And I want him to be dancing.
How do you do that?
I mean, it's a
You can't just say that.
It's an ochre tablet, so what
Okay.
do I have to do?
Pretty sure most of that shit just happens.
Yeah, sometimes.
This near imperceptible body shifts transmit a simple mind plague, which causes one creature to dance madly for d4 rounds, which in this case would be like 6 seconds, enough to run away. I hope.
Okay, interesting. So, from the ochre tablet, these usually have some kind of limitation to them, like the usages, or you'd have to like build them, like create a potion out of something. But
Yeah.
this seems
He's usually pretty strong.
undefeatable. If every time you wave your hands, everything dances for 4 rounds.
Well, yeah, he gets
Well,
to pick
can-
one creature
It's
at a time.
only one creature, and
Mhm.
it's only
Okay,
for
true.
for d4 rounds.
Okay, so I'll say then how we'll rule this, just because I don't see if there is any like restraint on it, is like additional tests will just become more difficult. First time it works, after that
Sure.
it's like D6, or I'll go opposite, make them test toughness, and I'll make it really
Okay, yeah.
difficult working against me.
Sure.
Okay, so yeah, immediately, Knifel, you feel as the man, like against his will, is lurched back up into a standing position, and he just starts dancing, like without rhythm, and
Quickly
just says,
now.
like, "What the fuck?"
Let's go.
Yeah, we should
Move.
Let's go. I'm going.
And then in this room, you see a doorway to the east and to the south. Which way do you guys rush to?
Push them towards the east.
To the south.
Okay,
Fine,
Kyle.
let's just go.
So which way are you actually going then?
South, yeah.
East.
Jesus Christ.
We're gonna go east. We're going east.
All right, let's go east.
As you work your way through the eastern, you see like an archway in
southern
the
door.
stone. You're gonna start taking random damage here.
You got it.
You make your way through the eastern archways, and you find immediately that this space around you opens up to maybe 100-foot wide diameter hole. And beneath it, you can hear faint, like wind or howling. You're not quite sure. Across the diameter of this very massive pit, you see a narrow bridge, maybe 3 feet across. And beyond it, another doorway flickering in your lantern light.
So, wait, it's a bridge across it, or it's on the other side?
There's a bridge that goes 100 feet across this massive pit, which is like utterly darkness. It's as high up and low as you can hear and see. There's just nothing.
We should send the horse.
We're definitely going the right
horse
way.
across.
I look down at our barrister. You want to cross?
You can take the torch.
Make a presence test for me.
Okay.
By the way, I was just reading about the tablets. They follow the same usage rules as scrolls.
18.
It is a power then.
Okay.
Okay. So now we know. I was
Now we
figuring that there has to be something. This is like the
Yeah.
strongest thing I've ever seen.
That 19.
A 19. Hey. So you ask Barrister if he should cross. And Barrister just takes one clop out, looking left and right. Gives a sniff to the air. I don't know. What are you looking for? It's a fucking bridge. You want to go across? You look safe to me. It's very easy. I can make it.
Lead the way.
All right.
And for the moment, Katla's actually just like giggling in the fetal position right now. Like,
Jesus.
of course it talks. Jesus.
Wait, we can hear the horse?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
talking.
Yeah, he's legitimately talking to you.
My horse is magical.
Mm-hmm.
It's still unsettling.
3 weeks traveling with these people. I should have figured it out.
And you see 3.5 foot tall horse on on all fours, flopping its way across this 3-foot bridge.
Better be on all fucking fours. If that thing starts going bipedal, I'm gonna be pissed.
Sideways though.
It's
Yeah,
just
he starts
BoJack
making his
horse.
way across. Makes about 15 feet and then looks back over his shoulder, side eyes you. Are you cowards coming or?
Hey, I'm right behind him.
Okay.
will
I
go
trust our
behind him.
barrister.
I don't want to be last. Let Giggles go last.
Giggles goes last. Okay. As you make your way 15 to 20 feet across, can each of you give me an agility test of 12? Actually,
12?
sorry.
Sorry.
I rolled a 1.
Back into the gloomy pit you go.
Not a 12. It's just walking across a bridge. I just looked at the default and was like, 12's default. No, that's way too high for walking across a bridge. It's just gonna be 6.
6!
Well, I'll roll the 3.
Okay.
16!
One of us passed.
Me and the horse
Okay.
now.
So what were the other 2 rolls? Was that a natural 1 and a 6?
Yeah, a 3.
3. So it is a 6. This is a great time for anyone who's ever played Borg before to learn about omens. Omens are a way to let you re-roll a die, lower difficulty by 4, force max damage. I think there's one other thing.
I
don't know
have
if it's
to
all right.
re-roll. Because lowering of a force still makes me fail.
Yeah, let me just remind you that this is a 3-foot bridge near an infinite pit, seemingly. So there is
Making that sound negative.
some stakes on the line.
Okay, 16.
Okay.
I got a 10.
All right.
Like passing.
As you make that 20-foot distance, you know, a quarter of your way across this bridge, you feel as if it's crumbling a little beneath your feet. But then as you're stepping, it's just the shifting of light, dust, and gravel, and small stones flickering away off the edge. You almost get vertigo just noticing one fall, and it feels almost weightless for a moment on how long this thing takes to leave your vision, and it soundlessly disappears. And then 80 more feet, this gap lay before you.
No, shut up. I'm not turning back around.
The horse just looks up over its shoulder at you. Are we good to go?
Oh, don't worry about me.
I don't think we should dawdle.
All right, and the horse goes across. If everyone is following for the next 20 feet, we're gonna have another agility D6.
You're trying to
just
kill
trying to
everybody.
us.
14.
Crushed it.
7.
Quite
12.
close. Hey. And one for the horse as well.
Oh, okay. He has no stat blocks. Just easy.
Yeah,
10.
he gives you a +2 to your presence, right? So I assume
Only
he
if
also
it's-
has that.
Only if it's an intellect or logic thing.
Horse is smarter than you, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, that's presence. Yeah, this is agility. Yeah, we'll just say it's a flat D20 then. So that's
Okay.
fine. Yeah, you make your way another 20 feet across this bridge, and it's at this moment as you're kind of reaching towards the center of it, peering a little over the edge, you can see seemingly like miles away, slight flicker of light, a pinprick beyond its edge.
Sorry, at the bottom of the pit or
At the
beyond
bottom
the
of
other
the
side?
pit.
Oh.
Yeah, and you just hear howling get louder and louder. The wind picks up a little bit as you make your way towards the center of this impossibly sized pit. And then the horse trots forward. You make your way another 20 feet. And now it's just going to be a D6, but every 2
A
above
D6?
that will get you another 5 feet. It's a DR6.
Oh, God. Makes also.
It's the third natural one I've rolled.
Natural 20.
Shit. Okay. So Nefel, with the natural 20, you were able to you just catch this feeling of stones moving under your feet again and just fucking book it the whole way. Leap the horse, you don't care. All the way over. You make
Away
it
I
all
go.
the way to the opposite side. No
Fuck this.
problems. Vetin and Kyla, what did you guys get?
Rolled a 12.
Okay. So you make yourself 40 more feet, so just 20-foot gap left remaining as you move pretty quickly. And Vetin.
This is the third natural one I've rolled.
Okay.
So
How you feeling?
I will use my second omen.
All right. Feeling good?
Jesus. This is
Is
crazy.
this for you or the horse?
This is me. I rolled a
Okay.
9.
All right. So
I
you
haven't done
make
the horse yet.
yeah, you make a total of 35 feet. So you are nearing the final stretch.
I rolled a 2 for the horse.
He's gonna kill the smartest person we have on the team. The
Uh,
horse.
and the horse, seeing Nifel leap over him, gets a moment of actual fear, and you see him whinnies up, and one of his back feet slip over the edge. Then you see him going. You have one final omen if you want to
I
use
don't.
it.
I've used 2 omens. on
Oh,
this
sorry,
bridge
you're the
already.
one that only has 2. So, Nifel's only got 1. It's Katla who has 3. You guys can use them on each other if you wish, but you all do see
Yeah, I'll use one.
going over the edge. All right, so
Oh, for one,
Barrister.
for all, and
No.
all that.
yeah, as you're all
yanking on
making
the
your way
reins.
across, you can re-roll then, Vetin, for Barrister.
I shouldn't be allowed to play more Borg.
You rolled so many
17.
ones. Okay, yeah, that's a good deal. He's got a few feet left. So I think Vetin, Katla, and the horse each have one very easy roll, a DR4 now, because you are just near the end.
Why is the first room with you the hardest one? Always there.
I'm going to
It's
use
just
my
the
last
bridge.
omen.
You
Reroll
have
my
3.
2. Yes,
Oh,
that,
you
yeah,
already
that-
used an omen yourself? Oh, you did.
Ah,
Okay.
first one.
Um.
I rolled a 6.
You're trying to kill
oh,
everybody.
You just make it to
trying.
the end.
Alright.
Oh my
Um,
god.
Mine will be the first die, the horse will be the second.
Okay.
Oh my god, that was almost a 2.
That was almost the 2.
You both
Someone
make it
almost
across. Oh, jeez. For like a split second, you have to like pick up Barrister and hold some of his weight as you're making it across. As he'll start clacking off to the edge of the bridge, but you guys make it.
I get to the edge, like, I just sort of like collapse for a second, like, you know, maybe that dancing madman was right.
What was the problem? It was just a bridge. I just ran. I figured it'd be faster.
It's hard going.
I have a nasty limp. It's not
Son of
easy to run.
bitches. Soft.
Just like go to like give you a slap, but it's just like a gentle like, just a little tap. You know, like
Like
that's my
before.
boy.
His withered hand on you.
But like that, my hand just
Lingers.
lingers like a half second too long.
Yeah, as you guys make your way to the other end, and Knifel, I don't know if you've all been using your individual torches. I think Venton doesn't have any, but are you using yours as well?
Yeah.
So between Knifel and Katla, you guys make your way to the end of the pit, and the space here is opened up a bit wider now. Like it opens up in a tapering towards like 15 feet of safe standing space. And again, you moving east across this room, you find yourselves against a doorway. And as you bring up the torches to look over it, you see large silver chains wrapping its way around hinges and hooks, with a large padlock right in the center.
Oh no.
Did anybody bring any tools?
Well, I do have
No.
a crowbar.
Before you do that, first of all, I want to roll to see how many powers I get, which is, what is that? D6 plus my presence? How
Yeah.
many spells I can
Yeah.
cast?
Oh, did the random characters not?
D4 plus your presence.
Yeah.
Or
I've
D4
got it as
card.
well.
I didn't realize I didn't roll powers for you on here.
No, it doesn't tell you like how many you get. Oops, I yeeted those dice. Ooh, 3. That's like what, 5? Fuck yeah.
So I have 5 uses.
Okay, I want to cast a spell.
Okay.
I take a
little
step
magic.
Yeah, good call. Let's get this out of the way
Get closer to
now.
the pit. It's safer when Mike's doing magic.
I'm standing like directly behind Knifel.
Oh no. You're in the blast radius, my dude.
I'm just,
All right.
just watching.
That's a bad idea. Yeah, so I'm going to try to cast hermetic traps. So to see,
Okay.
you see traps around for like 2d10 minutes or whatever.
Yep.
So that's what, d20 plus my presence, and then I die. Is that how this works?
Sure is. Yep.
You rolled a
Right.
nat 1 and then
Ooh, nice. And you have 2 to
14.
presence, so 14. So yeah, you are able to use the power. And what exactly does it grant you?
So this is the one where I can locate traps. Fuck, I lost the actual description. But yeah, I can locate traps for 2d10 minutes.
Okay.
So, 1, 2 of these, don't I? Haha. 7. So for 9 minutes.
9 minutes. Okay. So before you could see that it doesn't look immediately trapped. I mean, how do you envision it warns you, like physically?
I'm thinking like it highlights it. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah, you just looking around this whole pit, you see swirls of that feeling. Like this room itself is a place meant for people to meet their doom. The edges of the bridge are like almost brilliantly bright for you. And then as your gaze kind of turns around to the chains themselves, you see they glitter a little bit, but not as vibrant as anything you've experienced in the past searching out traps. You could tell that while there is difficulty here, there isn't a lot of danger.
Okay. Yeah, as I cast this for everybody else, you kind of see like my eyes just go like full white. I'm just like, this whole room is fucked up. Oh my god. This whole
Never
room's
insane
meant
giggle.
to kill us. But you should be fine to use a crowbar in the chains. Chains look perfectly safe.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, I step
Alright.
back.
Okay.
I might end up needing some help.
Yeah, there's a horse.
Of course, naturally. Yeah, so I'll just go up to the chains and give it a shot.
Yeah.
Uh,
Definitely the most fit of you all. You
Yeah.
bring up your crowbar. It's going to be a DR 14 to try and get some damage dealt to these.
Sure, and that's like strength, obviously.
Yes.
Got
No
this.
whammies, no whammies.
Okay.
18.
18.
So you work your way around the chains a little bit, and you find a spot where some of the chains have worn a little bit with age, closer to the padlock itself. And you work the crowbar between the large hoops of the silver chain itself and begin to just twist using its own torsion against itself. And you see it start to bend without damage to your crowbar, and it's starting to make its way. And then you get resistance, and it gets tougher. And you make one more DR 14 attempt.
The trick is to just put your weight behind it.
It's like feet waggling in the air as he presses down again. And it just snaps clean, pops right off. You hear these incredibly loud chains smash to the ground,
I duck.
almost like moving their way away from the door.
As they're, like,
unpeeling their way from the hooks that hold them. The padlock crashes into the ground. And the door is available to you.
Not
Open the door.
That was mighty fine crowbar work.
Oh yeah, that
Thank
part
you.
was good too. Well done.
I've crowed a
Wasn't
couple of
bad.
hours in my time.
I stand by the door waiting for
Yeah, I'm just
Catla to open it for me.
give it a push because I assume with it being locked the way it was that it's just gonna open really easy. So I just kind of like,
You
I
think
just-
the door was chained? It's a push.
Was it a push or a pull door? right?
exactly.
God
Like,
damn
just push the door.
Yeah, nothing happens when you push it.
Yeah.
I'm like looking around for a handle. It's always a pull when you think it's a push.
Yeah, and you do see that there is like a big hook-shaped door handle.
It says pull underneath it.
Underlined several times. Happens all the time. Yeah, and as you begin to pull it, you feel it pulls out towards you. And this door is like 6 feet across, like 8 feet high. And you feel as it pushes towards you, it moves some of the gravel and stones on the ground, as if this door has not moved in maybe some time. And as you feel it pulling and scraping away, you see that there are actually groove marks in the ground. And as some of this gravel moves, you feel the tunnel itself, the pit around you, reverberate just a little. And across each of you, some of this dust sprinkles down a layer anew. Just a fine layer. But then as you're pushed away, as you're moving this big door and making very little space for you as you work your way around, it is open. And inside there is just a dark room continuing on eastward.
Torch up.
Head on in.
Yeah, as you torch up and make your way in, you see that it is strangely muddy immediately. It's a narrow cave, maybe 4 feet across. It starts to narrow as this door, like as you move in from the doorway, it gets narrower and narrower to about that 4 feet by about 6 feet. And you find yourself moving through maybe an inch of mud on the ground. And every 5 feet or so, as you're making your way down this tunnel, you see a bend moving off to your left, continuing. And as you make your way towards that bend, you feel the ground give way at your feet a little bit. Now you're in maybe 6 inches of mud. And as you turn, the room opens up even wider into maybe a 20 by 30 foot room with a narrow pathway down the center. And glittering against your torch lights, you see cells lining the sides, 4 on each side.
Is anybody in them?
As you begin to work your way towards the room, are you... these are maybe like 6 or so feet across, like 6 cubes, a little bit, each of these cells.
Oh, I was picturing hanging cages. Okay, that makes sense.
Just cells, like just
Yeah.
bars in the mud, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Could you make a presence 12 check for me? Anyone who is inspecting.
I shall.
I will also take a look. I
Well-
would also be curious if my magic-y eyes, if I'm assuming they're still up for a little bit at least, if I can see anything about this place. And I got a 14 on the present.
14. Did anyone get under the 12?
Yes.
Right.
So as you look across the room, Mifel, you do see there is a spot several steps away. If you had continued halfway further into the room, under the mud, you see just a roughly circular, thin covering over something, and it's lit itself.
There's a trap right there. Don't step on it, probably. Or do. I mean, just not when I'm near it.
And it's got like 3-foot diameter, so there's enough space to walk around it safely if you wish.
Yep.
Then as you guys make your way across it, the leftmost cell in the room, on the opposite end of the room, you see a shape inside, dark, and against the far wall between both sets of cells, you see an arm with a dagger stabbed through it into the stone.
Like a detached arm?
Yeah, just an arm.
Whose arm do you think that is?
How far away is it?
Maybe like 5-10 feet if you guys want to make your way to the end of the room. And again,
I'll
there-
walk over.
that left cell has like a clump of, there's a mass in there for sure. You can't quite tell if it's mud because it's glistening like it is. And yeah, the arm. So
And that cell's closed though, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go over to the arm and pull the dagger out of the wall.
Okay. It's a pretty shitty dagger, just worked into like a little hole in the wall. And the arm to you, as you bring it closer to the torchlight, it kind of has like this rubbery skin-like feeling. It's kind of like a pale blue, the whole color of it. It doesn't look like it's pale blue because of its corpse. Like it seems more pale blue just naturally. There's something about it. It is not strictly human. And as you kind of look closer at some of the bits of it, you see webbing a little bit between the fingers and almost scales at the back of the hand, but they're very fine.
Could use it as a paddle.
In the mud?
No, not
Oh.
the mud specifically, but you know. Got webbing in it.
Are you
I'm holding it by the wrist. I drop it down so the fingers naturally spread open a bit.
Oh, yeah.
are you bringing it? Is that coming with us?
I look over to the cage where the clump of shit is. Is this yours?
Okay.
You immediately see the mass shift, and you hear just yes.
You want it back?
Doesn't reply.
I think that's a no.
Yeah. Put it in my bag.
Warhammer's out.
Do you have food?
You
I got
cooked the
some
arm.
water.
Oh. Yep, water.
Give it to me.
Who are you?
Hungry, thirsty.
This is like a transaction, so what do we get?
You can have my name.
Bad deal.
Names have power. That's kind of a sweet deal, actually.
All right.
Here, and I like toss him like the water skin.
Okay. You see like it scatters into the mud and the thing grabs it up. You see one arm similar to the one that's on the wall, picking it up in the light, and you see glittering eyes from the torches and just slick mud over the surface of this thing. And it starts to gulp down the water, almost disgustingly, like just like too much mouth sound. And it finishes it up and says, "My name is Belfaduk."
Belfaduk.
Yes.
I knew a Belfaduk once.
I don't think you did.
Did you?
No. I'm not supposed to call people on that.
Oh.
Why are you here? And why are you missing an arm?
I have been imprisoned by my brethren.
Because there's more fish people?
We are not fish people.
Oh, your people fish? Is it like the wrong way around?
We occasionally fish.
Oh, wait. You perform fishing? Do you still need the rods, or are you just fast enough to catch them by hand?
Wait, like a werefish?
Oh god, I don't think that's right.
You have to be worried about the were squids, though.
They're the most delicious.
But the ink.
It's like a fine wine.
Oh, okay.
Ah, that's disgusting.
Are you here for revenge? Are you here from the same reasons I am? There is a growth here that needs destroying.
Have to do with eyes?
They don't know.
Oh,
No.
okay.
There are faces. Do you mean the faces?
Yep.
Yes,
Sure
it is
do.
absolutely because of
We
the
have-
faces. Yeah.
We need to cut up some faces. Is that what I'm getting?
Oh, yeah.
Would you be able to show us where faces are?
Yes, please. If you're willing to destroy them with me, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's okay, right? What do you think? Looking at Barbarister.
Honestly, I don't trust anything that looks even remotely humanoid. So it's like you stand on two legs. What's kind of wrong with you? And that's not looking great to me. So I don't know.
I'll let you like.
Wow, that's
chew on
really
his arm.
prejudice.
Well, I've only known a few. There's you three, and you know how that's been. So
Oh yeah. Fair. We'll let him ride you.
I hate that more than anything else so far. I hate that more than the bridge.
How about we don't let him ride you, but maybe he,
Feed you a
gives us a
carrot.
tour.
We'll give you lots of apples.
How many apples?
I don't know. Hey, you got any apples? Oh, I know we have all the food.
At least 6. If we're going 6 apples, I'll do it.
At the end of this,
apple tea.
he'll
Why
give
not?
you
Yeah.
6 apples.
Doesn't have to be in here. Like when.
Yeah. 6 apples, no problem.
All right, let's do it. And then the creature moves towards you guys and just says, "We may have some trouble, my brother." And you see as it gets closer, it is very like fishy, froggy, sharp teeth, like sunken black eyes, kind of gills down the neck a little. And you see it try to smile in a way that a fish couldn't.
Like, yeah. Like you get like the
Just
barracuda
rows of
teeth.
sharp teeth.
Like-
yeah.
It's just lips open.
Yeah.
All right, where's the door?
They all go up and down. I don't know how.
Like, is there like a switch or something?
I can look around, man.
It must be.
Hey.
I've been locked in here.
Try and grab the bars. Just
You just feel
like
like
Professor Farnsworth lift.
Wait. You're trying to just lift the bar. Like the one thing he never thought of.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
as you like grab onto them and like give them a shake, you do feel there's a little give, but like you could tell like absolutely no way these are moving without some kind of mechanism to do it.
I look around
Mark,
the
all 4 of
walls
us,
of
come
the
on.
room. Is there a mechanism anywhere?
Yeah, make a presence 12 check for me.
I will also check because I think the idea of
for
no,
you
we
it's
just
6.
lift it.
Yeah,
For me, it's 6.
because you have a torch. Yeah,
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Do I get the +2?
sure.
I have a 12.
That was like 14, 16.
Okay, yeah. As you guys like both pan the room, you do see like back against the wall where you had come in, right up against the left side, there is like just a small like it's very hard to distinguish from the rock behind it, but like a ring of chains with a pole chain, like a pole hoop at the end of it.
Oh, well, maybe that's it.
Yeah, probably. Pull it harder.
Pull it. And yeah, as you pull it, you feel just instantly, just like all of the bars drop at the same time. You just hear a thud of them hitting something below.
I should have
Really
tried to
expected
push them down.
Up, yeah.
And they drop like so that a foot of them is still there. And then the Belfaduk just kind of claws their muddy way over them. And you see that there's like very bad wrapping of like some leathery like material around the open armhole cut that was one of you has now.
Yeah, it's in my bag.
Cool. And it immediately like limping moves towards you. Actually,
Is he bipedal or is this like a mer person from Cabin in the Woods?
no, it's bipedal. Yeah.
Okay.
Who had Mark Borg for June?
Yeah. As it makes its way halfway across the room, takes a step, and you hear a crack in the fill. And you see this thing start to plummet.
Oh, there's a trap there. Oh.
Yeah, you can. I'll make an agility 12 for me. Nifil, it's easier for you. Just an 8, because you kind of calculate that that's where that trap was, and you can see it with your eyes.
60. I'll save.
So you have a chance to be fast enough to save it.
Ray and I are not.
Yeah, I'll dive for him.
Okay. Yeah, you just grab onto him as he's like almost disappeared into this hole, and you start to see mud slop down around it as it begins to clear down, almost like a toilet-like spiral. And you grab onto him, and this mud begins to pile up onto you, a little bit pouring onto its face. And you begin to.
Sorry. Oh god,
pull it
this must
up
be
and
so
out.
hard for you. I'm sorry. Come this way.
Hold
your breath. Hold your breath.
You're pulling it by the one arm. You can feel the tendons really taut.
Yeah.
You see the mud just splattering into the wrapping of his other arm.
If it doesn't kill you, it'll make you stronger. Let's go.
Oh, it's never true. And
I run over and give Nifil a hand.
Oh no!
Like
I'm just
the
giggling
hand,
the whole time.
Yeah, it's okay. And you guys pull up Belfaduk as he begins to press all the mud off his face, and like with his one like kind of almost clawed webbed fingers, he begins to like shake out the wrappings around his other arm to get some of that mud out, and then pats it in.
That's so.
You didn't happen to lose my water skin there, did you?
Oh, yeah, hold on, let me check. And it pats itself down, looking at you guys directly in the eye, averting Katla's gaze. But, yeah, I think you went in the hole.
That's fine. You can pay me back for that later.
You'll need to be armed.
Are you handing it its arm?
Yes, obviously.
Okay.
Like side-splitting laughter erupts from Katla.
But I'm also being serious at the same time.
I know you
need a weapon.
Thank you. It takes its arm, hooks it onto its other arm.
None of this sounds good.
So, yeah, so we have to destroy everything in here. Back across the bridge is the only way out. Thanks for saving me.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
We gotta go back across the bridge, you said?
Yeah.
There's no other way, huh?
No, it's just the pit to hell is like the only thing you gotta cross, and then we're good.
Oh, hell's down there.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Is that what
You
we
ever been?
saw?
Yeah, you can see it closer towards the middle edge. There's a good spot where you can really see the point of it. Yeah, it's down there.
Oh
Just
damn.
thought that was the light you see. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the flames of hell. Yeah. Anyway, maybe you'll see him closer. Let's get across. And he
All right.
leads the way.
Follow.
All right, so each of you just roll. You have experience with this now, so it's just 4 d20s, DR4, and you make your way across.
I'm just gonna
You
roll
want all 4 at once?
Yeah, sure.
Do it. 4, 15, 11, 12. Nailed it. You said 4 was the
DR4. Yeah,
Yeah, perfect.
you don't have a minus. So you
Failed one.
Jardine, you get fucked.
okay.
And
also
and I
gets
missed
above-
one too.
Ray didn't get above a 10.
You don't need to.
What's double digits?
So, but you passed more than you failed, right?
yeah, we each only failed once.
Okay. I'm not gonna insta killing you for
Nice.
getting most of the passes there.
Ow.
Mainly
There,
because you've
getting
already
soft.
worked your way across the bridge. You know it now. Yeah, you move slowly if you need to.
Can I look at tell when I'm halfway through though? Like just
Yeah,
take a
when you're
gander?
halfway through, you can now that you kind of understand what it might be, you do see like this pinpoint of light that looked like just a flickering point of light. Like you now get into view that is
Yeah.
just an opening at the end. That is just flames licking against something, and it is maybe 10 miles down. It's incredibly how distant it is.
Giggling to myself inanely, and I pull out my silver crucifix. I'm like, they're gonna hate this, and I just drop the crucifix. In the hole.
That's incredible. Yeah, you start to see it fall.
Satan's gonna be pissed.
And it's got a minute before it's gonna hit
Yeah.
down there, but
Man.
Run away, run away.
We should move. There's going to be hell to pay.
Can I trip him?
Yeah, that was his 1-2 that he rolled.
Yeah.
There's a moment where Nipple's like, I don't know.
I chipped a 2.
And then passing most of the checks, you guys make it across back into the main room, where immediately a man lunges towards the leader, grasping onto whoever it is with the of the two, actually right onto Bethelduck, actually, because they were taking the charge. And he says, please don't go in there. And he looks up and goes, oh, fuck. Oh, you're one of those. He stands back a little bit, looking at you three, you three should not
bud.
go any further.
How's it going?
It's really bad.
Still out here, huh?
It's so bad. Don't go
How's-
any more in there.
How's that working out for you?
It's been really, really bad.
Does this job pay well?
Are you guys doing that on purpose with how your faces are doing that?
Dude, what?
They're kind of folding in towards the middle over and over?
Oh, yeah. It's sorry. It's how we communicate with each other.
Okay.
Anyway, we're gonna keep going.
Don't go that way, though. He points to the
we're
south door.
Yeah, we're gonna go that way.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. And he's going to... can each of you make an agility test of an 8? He's just lunging again. He's just holding on to whoever he can grab.
15.
Crush it.
1.
Not 1. Yeah, he just tackles Catlet to the ground instantly.
Oh, God.
You take 1 damage as your jaw is scraped into the stone.
I already chipped a tooth.
I
Ah!
stab him.
Okay, make that attack. I would even give you a +2 on it because he is very occupied.
And because frankly, Jardine needs it.
You need to win. Doesn't even need it this time.
15.
Okay, roll for damage.
Oh, 3 damage.
As he's just yelling don't go, don't go, don't go. Cut across the throat, dead.
Oh. In my
Get him off me first.
Get him off.
And
You
Belfast
don't
Try
like
and
it? I
pull
just
him
grab
off
his
before you
hair
do
and
that.
pull back.
Oh no.
It's
Belfast is
so
just kind of
hot.
nodding at this, this is standard procedure stuff. Totally fine.
Like roll over onto my forearms and knees
I used the opportunity to at least search through the guy's pockets to see why the hell he's just at the bottom of this tomb.
Okay. Yeah, you
Tastes
look
like
through
pennies.
these pockets. As you just kind of check out everything he's got going on, you just see he's kind of wounded. There's slashes across his body in a few spots.
He's
aside
like
from the neck.
especially wounded.
Yeah, he's got extra wounds, like little claw scratches throughout his body, and yeah, you can tell like his eyes are almost like yellowed beyond like a normal yellow that you would see around the edges, and he's got nothing on him.
Why was this guy here?
Like just looking at him, you see he's got like bandoliers and pouches, and like he looks like at one point he would have been prepared to be here. Even in the mud, you see like a cracked shovel laying down. He's got like that black mask up over the top half of his head, which is the eyes cut out. Whatever's happened to him here has changed him.
Just grab onto the hood and just kind of lift, assuming that the head's just gonna bloop.
Yeah, it just slops out, and you just have like basically a black bandana.
Yeah, I just want to take a look at the at the face a little more clearly.
Oh, it's just like kind of an ugly dude. Like not a lot of hair going on. Like it's like in weird patches. Like you can actually tell that there's like beads of blood a little bit too. And it seems like maybe he's been pulling his own hair out.
Yeah, well,
Weird choice to live in a dungeon.
He won't bug us anymore.
I
step over his corpse.
Taste him for days.
Phrasing? Phrasing.
Timing?
You're welcome.
Okay. And as you make your way towards the south room, can I get the marching order?
Like,
Last
first with the horse.
Oh my god!
Because I just like stepped over the body after I searched it.
Yeah.
Went straight south.
Am I muted? Somehow.
Sure am.
Some way. There we go. Yeah, you make your way south. And immediately as you make your way down, these steps go down very, very steep. Like at a point where you kind of have to like hold onto the walls to keep balance.
Actually, I sit down.
Yeah, and scuttle your way down. Yeah.
I'm old and I have a limp. Give me a break.
Yeah, these steps are like almost like 1.5 to 2 feet away, in varying heights, and they really like a lot of down. And as you're making your way down, there's more dirt, and as you feel a way along the walls with one hand, you feel little vines and roots growing up around it. And as you begin to move your way down, you also start to hear singing. And it's kind of just a faint, pretty singing.
Is this like ominous children singing? Or just like nice singing?
Or your regular dungeon singing, you know?
Yeah, it's just a nice melody. It's definitely coming from a voice, but it's high and smooth, and the melody is nice. And as you're making your way down, it gets louder, not overbearingly loud, but it begins to fill your ears despite the volume not. And soon you find yourselves feeling plant life against the walls. And Katla there, as you're working your way down these steps, there's more and more roots kind of entangling the way, which in one way makes it easier as you're scooting your way down, and in some ways the stepping is more difficult as you're trying not to slip on these like pretty weathered looking roots. And then there's vegetation and there's growth, and along the walls you start to see little flowers. Can each of you make a presence 12 check for me?
Okay, sure. Elfidak, is this song familiar to you? Oh my god, I actually passed.
I didn't.
I don't hear any song.
Oh, that's bad.
Mud in the ears.
That's.
Did any of you fail?
I did. I got a 5.
What was your rolls again? Sorry, Venton and Katla.
12.
19.
19. Okay, so Katla, you're looking at one of these smaller flowers budding out from the wall. As you kind of bring a torch to it, you see there's a resemblance to something, and you kind of like lean in a little bit. And Venton, as you're making your way down, you catch one at eye level. And as you're looking towards the center of this flower, its eyes open up individually, one and then the other, and lock eyes with you. And you see its little mouth open and little teeth inside. And you hear the song erupt from it. And
Burn the plant!
it's more,
Burn the plant!
It's more high pitched, but you see these like little beady eyes and sharp teeth mouth open up from the center of the plant and begin to sing. Can each of you make a presence DR 10 test?
Okay.
21.
Nice.
Nat 20.
Hey.
18.
Okay. You feel that song kind of moving through your mind, and as you look at this and you see it singing kind of into your mind, and you for a split second have the feeling that you just have to sing along with it. And then the thought is squashed and the song becomes quieter. Just a background music for the room.
Maybe little things. It's just like smash one of the flowers.
As you smash it, you actually see little spores pop up into the air.
Oh, that can't be good.
Can you make a
What did you
DR12
do?
toughness test for me?
Oh my god.
Everybody or just him?
Just him.
Thank God.
Nice, Ray. Nice.
3.
Okay.
Excuse me.
That's not very high. But
No, it isn't. But I would have an omen if somebody's horse wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it's just the horse's fault that you used 3 omens
Yeah.
already.
It's also
I mean, it's
Benton's
a
fault.
third his fault.
Yeah. Benton and his horse. Everyone around you blinks out of existence. You see the room, you see the roots, you see the flower with the face that you just smoshed and released the spores. But everyone who was there with you is gone.
Oh, I've gone and done it now.
What did you do?
What
You
happened?
hear that. You do hear these voices, but they are so far away.
Benton? That you?
We're right here.
I'm somewhere very dark. You're very far away. I'm
That's interesting.
like trying
Can
to
I
look
slap
around.
him?
Oh, I had a better
Yeah.
idea.
You can make an attack roll if you like.
Oh,
Remember, I
not for
only have
damage.
3.
Just a like a whack.
Yeah, just to see if you hit him. You don't have to roll damage.
He's wily, that one.
I think I hit him.
Yeah, you hit him. Up to you if you want to roll damage, but yeah, you hit him. And
I only
you
have
get
3 HP.
slapped. Yeah.
I
You
won't
just get
throw-
slapped out of nowhere. Like, you can still see the stairways. You can see the flowers if you're light. You can see the vines, and you just get slapped across the face.
What the hell? This place is terrible. Forget this. I'm leaving. And just like,
Can I go stand? Like, how big is this room that we're in right now?
It's just these really steep stairways down with the vines and flowers against the wall. It's like maybe 2.5 feet across. So it gets very narrow, steep stairs. And
I just
Catler was
started trying to
scooting his
scoot.
way down on butt and feet. But yeah, you see Catler get up and try and get out.
Just follow us. We'll drag you along.
Or a little push.
I'm not listening to the voices. I already have so many thoughts and voices in my head. I don't need any more.
On
Speed
3?
up the slide for him.
On 3.
Yeah. On
3.
Okay, can each of you make an attack roll?
We're good friends.
I rolled a
bestest.
6.
Oh.
both of you like kind of nudge Catla, and Catla, you just feel it. Like each of your shoulders gets this little soft little push, and you find your way. Like you could scoot down these stairs a little quickly, but that's it. Nothing else.
A pushy dungeon.
And then you hear the voice of Belfaduk from so far away say like, "Oh yeah, so sorry. Don't breathe it in."
Ah, okay. Is
Well,
this
that's
gonna?
fine advice now. How do I get out of here?
Shut
Oh,
up.
you'll be like that for a while, so it's fine. Just don't breathe in the flower thing, and
Hey, but you try to catch up.
I
no,
think
yeah.
He doesn't. He can't.
Just
see
make your way to the bottom. Just make your way to the bottom, if you want.
We'll meet you there.
like kind of like roll my eyes with like an obviously.
Okay. And as you guys make your way down the stairs, Belfoduk kind of leading the way. Katla, can you roll a presence test for me?
Sure can try. That's a 2.
That's really bad.
Yeah.
Your feet hit a landing. Like you are, as far as you can tell, at the bottom of the steps. And you see a room open up to your left. And there are like, I don't know, there's like you can kind of see something glittering in the distance, kind of moving a little bit. But that's it. And it's just a big open room.
Now, when under this effect, I'm still perceiving things ostensibly normally. It was just simply that, like, Vet and Nifel and the rest were gone.
As far as you can tell, yeah.
Okay, I wasn't
just
like
can't
in a
see
dark
them.
space. Okay.
No,
all
the
right.
room seems the same. The space seems the same. They're just gone.
I like call back over my shoulder. I found a large room. Going to continue on.
Let us know. We'll catch up in a few days. And I'll just like walk right behind him.
Okay. Katla, as you kind of work your way towards that room, the others, you also see this. You see a large room on your left opening up, and you see the stairway continuing down. And Belfoduk is just walking down into the dark.
He's ignoring the room?
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't be aware of that, but okay.
Mhm.
Can I make a presence check to see if I can make anything out about the sparkle?
Yeah, sure. So I assume Vetten and Nifel, you're following Belfoduk down into the stairway. And Katla, you veer off to the left. And you see something shining in the distance.
Yep.
As you kind of get in close towards the edge of the hallway that leads into this room, you see an incredible sword. Like a two-handed broadsword with glittering edges, jerking its way left, right, center, left, right, center. And the sound of scrambling and snarling as this blade is moving around in amok.
Now that seems far too heavy for me to carry. I just turn around and like start to walk back out.
Can you make a presence check for me?
Yeah, sure. At 20.
Nat 20. Yeah, as you're kind of working your way back, you hear just like snarling, and then a little bit you hear voices from so far away say like, "It's my sword, give me the fucking sword." And you hear scratching, and then a bit of a fight breaks out as you scoot back into the stairway and begin to make your way down a set of stairs further in the southern direction that you hadn't seen before. You make your way down. Where the others, with Belfoduk in the lead, you find yourselves, as you make your way down those final sets of stairs, you feel wetness, similar to like the 6 inches of mud that you kind of found yourself in before. This time it's rushing water. You find clean, like slightly salty smelling water, like almost like a light brine to it, more than like seawater. And there's this rushing path as you make your way down. It's coming in through like these cracks and holes, like in a mountainside, basically, like what you're underneath. The water's rushing in through cracks in the stone, and it's making its way down like a river to your left, and slightly halfway, maybe in this long river moving off to the left. You see like a break in the wall, and you see a tunnel. And Belfoduk points and says, "The others are in there."
There are a lot of them?
About this many. Twice as many as that.
Buddy.
Does he hold up his hand?
No, you see he's pinched it under his elbow, and he's just holding up his one hand. And just says, "Twice as many as that. Sometimes more."
Can I ask you a question? Is there like a healer that could help you maybe with the whole arm
Do you regrow it?
reattachment? I don't know.
Do you know?
I'm wondering if there's anybody who if there's a magic that you know of that somebody are we just good to just kill everyone, or is there someone we should keep alive to? I feel really bad you don't have 2 arms.
Maybe the growth, maybe it could save me, but
Oh, sorry, the who and the what
then
now?
I'm not worth saving.
What?
There's a thing beyond here.
Okay.
The thing that grows, and he's kind of pointing to the vines that you see are still moving under this water, and we're up those stairs creating those flowers.
Right.
A tree?
It is like a tree.
Yggdrasil.
It is a tree that creates life for these things, and it must be destroyed.
Kill the tree. But the tree can put your arm back on? Is that what you said?
My brethren say it's magic.
Oh, okay.
So we gotta kill a magic tree.
But maybe try to get your arm back first, or are you kind of good?
You see, he just takes the arm out and throws it into the rushing water.
Really? Yeah, that's crazy. I would definitely go for putting it back on. That's just me.
You would just rub it on your open wound.
What?
Just put it back on. Just put it back on. Your arm comes off, you just put it back on.
No, but if the tree could maybe do it, then I'd just bring it to the tree. Now
No.
All right, guys, listen. Your arm.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Ooh.
Yeah, he gets it. If I needed the tree, then I'd be like them.
Are they infected? Are they huffing the stuff?
Sometimes,
Okay.
but they don't see the evil that it truly is.
Just so I have I've never met one of your kind before, really.
We're gonna have to be really quick because they live in that door and they come up here all the time.
Cool. No, that's fine.
So I'm gonna start going.
Yeah. In general, though, how do you feel about plants overall? Do you hate all plants, or is it just this one?
I don't know too many,
Okay.
but that one is bad.
Got it. Let's
I
kill
do
the plant.
hand the fish person the dagger that was used to stab his arm into a wall. You might as well have a weapon.
Okay, we'll take it.
All right.
Kill some fish people.
I think that's derogatory. Okay.
We're
He
not.
never told us what his people are called.
I mean, what we're called,
Well, we're human. What are you?
We've heard others call us the drowned.
Oh. That's a negative connotation to it.
Yeah, we're totally fine in water, so I don't really get it.
Yeah, it can't be drowned. Weird. All right, well,
I don't know.
we'll think on it. Let's murder.
Yeah, like I said, double this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sneak. you see he crouches down into the 1.5 feet of water and just almost crocodilian lets it take him. Pass beyond the opening.
I'm gonna continue my butt scooting and hopefully catch up at this point.
Yeah, and you come down, and you can hear their voice. It just feels like there's no way they're right in front of you. Absolutely no way, but you can hear them.
Are you all still there?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna
Always
go.
have
Gonna go kill some ground people.
Wait, I think we're maybe not killing them. I think maybe we're just getting past them.
I'm pretty sure he wants to kill all of his brethren.
I think we need to kill the tree.
It is a combo platter.
I don't. If there's 10 of them, I don't think we fight them all. I'm just doing the math, with with him being all.
Woo!
Yeah.
No, I
Can
got
I
it.
get a presence 12 from each of you?
I
Absolutely.
can't see you, but I still have feelings.
No problem. 16.
18.
9.
That in Nightfall, you hear the sound of other voices coming from that opening, maybe 10 feet away from you.
The opening that we're gonna be going.
Belfaduk swim past already.
I cast invisibility.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
You guys actually have that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Both of you have that? That's
Yeah.
fun. Is it a power? You have to roll for it?
Yeah, we have to roll.
It's an unclean
Okay.
scroll. It's not called invisibility, but I'm not gonna. It's like Wetzelhutzel to blind your eye.
Yeah, I got you.
Doesn't work if you don't say
I'm
the
good.
full name.
Oh,
You're
I
gonna
failed.
use an omen?
I would like to.
Oh, both of you
Both of you
guys.
fail. Oh no. Yeah,
We take D2 damage.
Yes, yeah.
Take 2.
And your magic is gone for an hour.
Yeah.
I'll
That
use
is
my
unfortunate.
omen.
You'll use an omen?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's your one, right?
Yep.
That's
Same number.
Same roll.
Exact same.
That's
So what was that?
brutal.
I take D4 damage. Is that
D2.
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 Oh, sorry, D2.
You take
Okay, that's rough.
Oh, it's
Again.
being magic. What did I expect?
Vetin and Knifel, you see a shape move through some dim light from beyond that doorway. And it steps into the river water down like a few short steps, and looks off to the right, doing like a stretch. You see it start to turn its head left, and then it just releases its stretch. You are pretty far from this doorway, so
Oh, okay.
at the moment it doesn't see you. You're like 10 feet. You're in the water. He's just doing
How
a
deep
stretch,
is the water?
like a foot and a half.
Okay.
And it's just a long river with, like, again, so far you've seen one hole on the right side that went up. And he just stretches and starts to walk slowly down the river in the direction that Belfadok went.
I want to sneak behind him,
Okay.
but at a pretty far distance because I have a crossbow.
Okay. So you wait a few seconds for him to move almost to the edge of your periphery.
Yeah.
And then you bring back up your lantern. I'm assuming you fear.
Yeah,
alone
the
will make
torch.
you hide
Yes.
it. Yes, the torch.
Ah, it burns.
Yeah. And you begin to follow Vetin as well. And Katla, you have no idea that anything is happening.
Reaching out, like with the hands,
Yeah.
just, like wondering.
And
if-
you do feel the back of Vetin there. And you feel the side of a horse, short, almost submerged in the water.
Right. Yeah, it's like the sort of like svelte feeling.
Yeah.
Take
And-
his reins. Let him lead the way for you.
Like kind of like blind reach.
Well, and Barrister just kind of looks up at him, then you, like, what's wrong with this idiot? You know?
He decided that he wanted to huff some weird, like, monster flower, and now he can't see us. You make sure he gets there without dying.
All right, let's go. And he begins to doggy paddle through the water, really short. Like, can each
Like
of
a
you make a
corgi horse?
presence 8 for me
Yes.
as you make your way past that doorway?
16.
13.
13.
Okay. Yeah, you, Katla, are led by an invisible horse down the water that is doggy paddling as Vetin and Knifel work their way towards one of these drowned, as they're called. As you make your way maybe 60 feet down this river, you see that the river itself moves off to the left, where you hear it rushing loudly like a waterfall of some edge, unseen around the rocks. And you had seen the other drowned move off to the right, into up a bank, like not so much a beach because it's all like mud, but where the water moves left, a bank moves up to the right, and then around into a cave area. It steps up onto the mud in there. And
So
Yeah.
we're commandos emerging from the water.
yeah, I guess if you were like army crawling through it or whatever, you come up through the water. What do you do?
And sorry, we see
Mud
the.
across the face.
You see that the thing went into a room on the right, and there's a waterfall on the left. Up to you if you're just like charging in there or going to the waterfall or whatever you want to do.
Sneaky. I turn towards Katla. Say, sneaky.
Okay. Are you guys making your way to the room then?
Yeah, let's go to the room.
Okay. As you turn inside, stepping in, as the cave moves around, it opens up again into like a 30-foot room, and you see immediately the creature has moved its way to like the opposite side of the room, and you see lining the area these like fleshy cocoons, and it wraps up like this membrane like skin up around itself and goes into one of these cocoons. And you see Belfaduk between two of these cocoons, like up against the wall, wide-eyed if it had whites of its eyes. And then it waves its one remaining arm at you guys, and then puts its finger to its fishy lips.
Don't make any noise, Catelyn. Shut up.
It points to the opposite side of the wall, where you see one of these cocoon-like membranes, almost like a sheet instead, covering what seems to be a doorway as the tatters of it reveal space beneath. And he points into there. And then it begins to go.
Okay, I'll go as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can each of you make a presence test for me? That'll just be a 10, because this thing's in a cocoon.
Natural 20.
Nice.
I rolled a 20.
Nice.
19.
Nice. Like, just strutting. No, don't worry about it. He's in a cocoon. No worries. Then, as you go through this nasty membrane skin curtain, you see you're in a room that's just like a small little closet, almost like just like a walk-in closet with a space, where there's just a stack of mud. In it, you see glittering, and you see Belfaduk putting their hands through it, looking for something.
Do bring us into a utility closet.
Just looking for my things, and it just rummaging through the mud. Anything we find, we just put in here. You guys can take whatever you like.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I start looking.
Do a
All right.
quick rummage.
Yeah.
Can I see anything?
You hear them talking, and you swear they're saying something. You know. But you do see a mud and shiny things kind of glittering around, and you do hear them talk about the things that they want to do. Yeah, and so each of you are going to do a presence check for me here to see what you find.
10.
4.
Okay.
2.
When it matters most, I get fucked.
My 10's looking real strong right now.
Yeah,
isn't
it
it?
is.
The highest was a 10,
Yeah.
so all failures. Okay.
Remember the gem wall? This is
Hey,
like the gem
no.
wall.
This is the
You
gem
never
wall.
said DR12. I think a 10 is
If I don't
fair.
say, it's the default.
How about DR2?
We need to like just crank that down.
Yeah, can we just get a little lower?
You need to be Babytown Frolics in here for us.
You're like pushing your hands through this mud that like really stinks, and as you're pushing your hands through, you see like, oh, that was a finger for sure. Rolls off the top of the mound. Like, okay, interesting. Pushing your fingers in, that's bone fragment, absolutely.
Is this just poop?
And there is seemingly just a pit of stuff that's been collected here. But every once in a while, you do see something glittering. You see Belfaduk just pull out like a little like leathery bag and starts shaking it off. Nice, okay, got it. And he slings it up on himself. You can do one more quick, and we got to get out of here.
One
But
more
be
quick.
quiet.
All right.
So failures here are potentially going to alert the guy outside,
Love it. Let's go.
if you wish to search.
Get fucked, me.
Nice, guys. 18.
5.
That's 2 failures, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Vetten, as you reach into the shining muck, you find
Is it worth it?
well, maybe. You find
Rolling.
90 silver in like a little bag with like silvery ropes wrapped around it.
Pocket money.
And as you look into the silvery bag, you see 2 silvery ivory eyeballs looking back at you.
Wait, I found the eyes.
Got it.
You find the eyes of the icon of Saint Largoth, and just holding them, you can see yourself looking at yourself.
I can see clearly now.
You can see clearly now.
Put him in.
Can
you put him in? Can you put him in? I'm being loud because I'm assuming I'm alerting guards anyway, so fuck it.
Like raise them up to your eyes, they don't go in. But you do hear, and you see Belfaduk lean up against one of these walls real fast. You hear this cocoon that's just outside this doorway unravel. And you hear just like a hissing growl as this thing like clambers out of the cocoon into the space. And lifting up the membrane to reveal you guys inside, and you hear it scream. Okay, make that presence roll for me.
And
fuck off with these twos.
Stab with my dagger.
Yeah, you just hear a dull thud as it hits the side of the membrane, and it leaps forward. So we are going to roll for turn order here.
Yeah, you gotta throw out that d20 and
get a new one. Okay, it rolled a 1, so that's pretty bad.
5.
What are we rolling, d6 here?
Plus agility.
Yeah, d6 plus agility, which is 0 across the board. So
sure is. Yay, 5.
Okay, we got a 5. What did you guys get?
I got a 5.
So 5, 5, and a 1. I guess we'll just keep it in order. So it'll be Nifel, Katla, then Benton, and then the other guy. So, Nifel, you get to go again.
Bizarre.
Fucking reload and try.
He'll go at the end with you guys.
Yeah, I'll reload and shoot again.
Okay.
Crossbow.
Oh, you're both with a K. I can't use that.
10.
You have a +2 to presence, right? Or was that math?
It was an 8.
A math 10?
That was math.
Yeah, just other side, boom, right into the open space, eventually hitting side of the room beyond. And you see
aim's way off on this thing.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Center mass.
Someone's been messing with my scope.
Okay. And then it is Katla's turn. You see 2 crossbow bolts wide. This thing lunging into the room towards Nifel.
Well, do I see that?
True. All you see actually is the membrane lift up to the side. Bolts raise up out of nowhere as they fire off, hitting a membrane and shooting out of the room. And then you see just something like the mud on the ground is moving towards you, but you don't see the mass. But you do hear a growl and a screech.
There's only one thing for it. Like, grab the warhammer like towards the end of the hilt, and I just start swinging around.
Okay, I'll give you a -2 on the attack because you were completely blinded, but go for it.
I'm excited to get hit by this.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a 3.
Yeah, so you all see Katla just swinging this hammer around in a whirlwind on the right side of this room.
Jesus.
And not hitting anything. And then, Vetten, it's your turn.
I'll take out my bejeweled dagger and beat the miss.
Yeah. You see, it's like just about to take a leap up, and you come in with the dagger, missing clean. You feel a little bit glances off its like scaly ribs, and you can tell it's kind of tough. The skin on it doesn't get anything. And then you see Belfaduk from the side, again with that dagger, come up, swing right by the throat, missing by a razor's edge, misses as well. The lunging creature comes up towards Nifel with like an uppercut of like extended claws towards your chest. You make a defense chest for me there, Nifel.
You got this, Nifel.
Fuck.
Agility 12.
So pumped about that.
Why is everything so hard?
13.
Okay. Yeah, you dodge out of the way. You hear it like as it like misses, it just like looks at you and screams, and there's like a fishy smelling spittle as it splashes across your face. And then you see like it's slowly realizing that one of its own just tried to kill it with a dagger as it's slowly turning over to the side. And then at the top of the order, it's back to you, Neithel. Knifey?
I'm gonna reload. I'm gonna try again. I figure point blank, this can't go wrong.
Right?
Right?
Couldn't possibly.
Hey.
That's an 18.
Hey, roll for damage.
The D8, right?
Big boy die. Ooh.
8.
8 damage. Okay. This thing has armor, but you know what? It has 6 HP and 2 armor. So how do you kill it?
I just like fucking like he screamed at me, and I look him dead in the eye, and I say, "Shut the fuck up!" and shoot it like underneath the chin, so it goes up into the head.
Yeah, and you see it like pierces through the skull, but not the skin, and it just bounces. And then he falls over to the side. It's fucking awful.
Whoops.
And then you see Belfaduk turn and be like, he kind of like, with like hatred, like pushes this thing's body into the muck. And like gives it a quick stab with the dagger you gave it, leaving it in its back, and just says, "We've got to go."
Yep.
And it rushes out.
Let's go.
I'm still swinging. Did we get it?
Yeah, fuck it. Stop it.
Be careful.
I love it.
My combat prowess saves the day once again.
He nails it. Yeah, and you see Belfaduk take off towards the edge of the room. In a sprint, you guys make your way across the room and make your way back down into the water. And where you see the waterfall, you see Belfaduk points out there, but raises a finger as he looks to the left. And you see at the far end of that room a figure moving out of that doorway. Can each of you roll a presence test one?
Yes.
I turn the little special eye towards it.
And you see very clearly that there's more of these things. There's 2 of them. They're working their way currently left towards the stairs you came up.
I got a 6.
Okay, so you just see a blur, and you swear to God there's at least 3 of them coming at you in the water real fast. And Belfaduk points towards the waterfall and says, "It's through here." And
What is? Oh, we got what we came for.
the growth.
Yeah.
You said you would. You said you would kill the growth.
Do we?
Wait, did we get the eyes?
Yep, yeah, I got the eyes.
Yeah.
Please.
Let's go. Go see what this growth is.
I feel like
Okay.
we should help him.
All right. Lead the way. And I put like I like sneakily put a hand on like Benton's. Like,
Okay. It's just over here. There's a waterfall. And then beyond the waterfall, there's a hole.
Are we gonna be able to survive the waterfall? Is that okay?
Yeah, it's like a 5-foot drop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, show us. Lead the way.
Okay. He takes a few step backs, kind of behind you guys to get some running room.
Yeah.
And Venton, can you roll a agility or presence test?
Yes. 15.
You feel for a slight second Belfaduk's hands rise up, grabbing hold of the eyes in your hand. And in that same motion, sprints towards the edge of the waterfall. And its hands don't grip. They slide off. Its hand slides off. Yeah. And you see it running with confidence that it's grabbed these eyes, and it jumps from one side of the waterfall. And you see beyond that, there is a hole in a dark cave. It's actually like a 15-foot gap beyond the waterfall itself.
Get fucked, idiot!
And you see they land on the other side. And
Can
then
we
they
see
turn
him?
back to you. Yeah, it's just like it's like a 15-foot gap. You see the waterfall falling in front of you, and as you kind of get close to it, it's like obviously not a 5-foot drop at all. And it wanted you to make this leap across. And it looks down and looks up. It's like, ah, fuck. Please. I need you.
I see you.
And as you point the eyes in that direction, you do see beyond it a glorious doorway of flowers and vines open up in the side. And you know that clearly this is the pit towards hell, with a wrapping staircase around the edges of it that ends up into a hole that you had not seen previously because you did not have the eyes. And that hole beyond it, you see a multicolored rainbow vibrant dance inside of plant life whirling around itself with like tendrils and like pollen moving its way through the air.
It's a hard no for going that way.
You can almost hear how violent it is in that room. And you see Belfaduk reach down into their pouch and pull out like a clinking gauntlet that like is very small, and as they bring it up, it clinks into like a full arm. And you see it's got like these large claws. And it turns away from you and it makes its way around the spiraling staircase, around the pit of hell, towards the plant, the growth, the thing that it hates.
Never forget you.
What was his name?
Belfast.
Alright, we'll make our way towards the other fish people.
Okay.
Sneakily.
All right. As you make your way up against the rush of water, you can either go slowly and risk more rounds, or you can go quickly. But both can be stealthy. It's just going to raise the DC on this.
Well, we have an old man with us, so I think.
And we need low numbers.
Yep, slow it is.
Okay. So it'll be 2 DR10 tests to make your way up to the stairs. Then.
Why so high?
Well, that was low. Normally it's 12. I'm reducing because you're going slowly.
Oh, bits.
One was really good.
One was really good.
Hey, I passed both of them.
Both?
Hey,
I failed one.
Stay down here with you, boy.
Yeah.
Hey.
So you guys make it right up to that doorway, and then you hear from the stairs coming down. There are maybe some returning, and you are right beside the doorway to go into that area or back up, and you know that you have like 3 seconds here before they're going to move out into the space. What do you do?
Back up.
Like
Push them off the.
sprinting?
This is a spiral staircase that's got a hole in the middle, right?
Oh, you're in the river.
Oh.
Yeah. They're coming down the stairs, but we're in the river.
Mm-hmm. They're coming down the stairs you came down originally with the vines and the flowers. The only way out as far
I was
as you
just
know.
wondering, is it like an open gap in the middle, or is it like a sealed
So
pathway?
you abandoned Belfaduk at the waterfall. It was just a waterfall out and then a hole
He
that
means the
led to the
stairs.
pit.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
talking about the staircase. Was it like
Oh,
Like-
it's
just like a tower with like
it's
an
not
opening
even
in
like
the
a tight spiral. It's leading around in like a path.
middle?
Oh, okay.
Well, our barrister, charge.
Are you kidding me? I'm the 3-foot fucking horse.
I slapped him in the
He neighs forward, galloping through the water.
We fight our way out, lads.
I'll kill you for this. War cries.
10 apples.
10 apples. And you see this tiny horse working its way through the water really slower than it really should be against the flow of this river. And you see 3 of these fish people turn the corner and look at this horse with just complete surprise. Like they have no idea what is going on. You guys have a moment here to react.
I'm going to shoot one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and stab one.
I've got the warhammer out in front of me, tentatively,
Okay.
like a dowsing rod.
19.
19. Roll damage.
1.
I rolled a 10.
With armor, it's blocked. Because it has D2 armor anyway. Did anyone else hit?
Do we get surprise? Like,
Yeah, this
+2?
is, you guys are all going.
All right, I'm
I
basically
get a
gonna like
bonus to the attack, is what I'm asking.
slam forward.
Oh no, like you're face to face with them, like.
No, I fucking did.
But Katla, you hit.
I rolled a 10, assuming I still have a -2.
Yeah, because you can't even see. All you
Yeah.
see is that there is a battle plan. The horse ran up and stopped. You can
Yeah.
guess where its eyes are, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just kind of smashing the hammer like from side to side. And, yeah, like,
I'm standing far back.
Careful, you idiot.
do you guys remember Blinken in Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Hey, Blinken.
Right? You remember when he's like just going to town on the statue? Yeah, that's basically it.
So all three lunge forward or fire arrows from beyond that doorway. No damage dealt, and then you hear rousing and snarling from the room beyond. You have 3 in front of you, an unknown amount in the room to your left, the river ahead on the right, past those 3, or you got the waterfall and the lair behind you guys with the cocoons. Up to you.
Let's try and push through these 3, right?
This sounds bad. Hally ho, carry on.
You're gonna. Are you guys rushing forward, backward, or into the room?
Forward.
Forward.
3.
Forward
Yeah.
through the 3.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're just looking to push past, it's going to be an agility 14 to just slip past them without them grabbing onto you.
Sure. What could possibly go wrong? 16.
Knifel makes it past, just like juke, juke,
19!
juke. Katla, the old man,
No.
no problem spinning around things he can't even see.
Quick, hand me the eyes.
Yeah.
Ugh. Gotta throw Ketfin one of the eyes.
Wait, that's you.
You're
Oh, sorry, not Ketfin. Sorry, Nigel.
You throw one of the eyes to Knifel. And again, as soon as it touches your hand, you can see like a bit of the wall that it's looking at through your eyes on the opposite direction that you're facing.
Oh, this is fucked up.
It's really weird. And can you roll for Barrister as well? Or Bar Barrister, sir?
Our barrister. Easy 19.
Yeah, he just like gets under their legs, no problem, up and through, and he's galloping up the stairs and says, I hope you don't die, kind of, and continues to run away with Knifel in tow. And Katla as well, right? You rolled really high.
Yeah, 19.
So yeah, you all making your way out of here. And then
I
what do you
failed.
do? Yeah, you failed. Yeah, what do you do as you see them galloping up the stairways behind you?
I'm trying to push through.
Okay,
So,
make
yes.
one more attempt. As one is like grabbing onto your clothing now, it's going to be a 16.
It's a lot. I know how this is going. Here's the 2 or the natty 1.
Yeah, you feel as you're just trying to squeeze by. You're seeing the remnants of your horse disappear in the light. You see the fangs of this thing open up like an anglerfish and close around your neck. Can you roll a defense 14 test for me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, and it just pinches away like a layer of skin. You feel it peel back in the teeth. And it's painful, but not enough to draw blood. And
Can I stab it with my
Can
dagger?
I turn and shoot?
yeah, you could stop, make an attack, and then Benton, you have 2 more attacks to evade. They'll just be normal 12s as the other 2, kind of collect themselves after seeing this horse dart away between their legs and then turn back on you.
I failed one of them.
One of them.
I got a 13 to try to hit the one that was biting at him.
Okay, yeah,
Oh.
that'll hit and roll damage for that. And
3.
these have. Do you have armor, Benton?
Yes.
Okay, it rolled 5 damage as one of them slides over with
That's a lot.
claws coming down. Yeah, rolled pretty high.
I prevent 1.
1. Okay, you took 4 damage.
I fell.
And then the other misses as you get in the way. And Nifil, how much damage did you do to the biter?
3.
3, and
Yep.
it's got up to 2 armor, only 1, so it takes 2 damage.
Get out of there, or throw me the other eye.
Yeah. And you can again either fight back, squirm out of here, or
Squirm,
whatever
baby.
Yeah, I'll try and squirm.
On the
Okay.
fight, we win.
And as you're squirming, you also see from that room like 7 bodies making its way in a
Oh, we
clump
gotta go.
towards that doorway.
Oh, we gotta go, buddy.
I'm so out of there.
Okay, nice.
As soon as I see him start to go, I fucking turn and buck it.
Yeah. With all of them pressed around you, yeah. DR 18, you actually make it, right? You have agility and presence are both up, so you're able to work your way through them. Yeah, as you slip away towards Nifil. You're just there across.
Can I do something while I'm like sprinting up the stairs?
It depends on what it is.
I know what it is.
I'm gonna have my left hand just hit the wall with the flowers and just drag along
yeah.
while I sprint forward.
Definitely, you can do that. You will have to make the toughness test yourself as well.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, that's just sticking an arm out. You can absolutely do that. DR 12 toughness.
Buddy.
20.
Nice.
Oh, no big deal. You just like big breath before scraping up some of these flowers, and as you working your way up, you see now one of these flowers like open up as you approach, and it's like as big as your head. And you're looking to like the center of a face that's as big as your face, or little black eyes and a toothy mouth, and it starts singing, and you smash it. And you see as you're running past, it just like almost starts vomiting up these spores, and the song and singing stops. And these 3 things, I'll do it in Tailspire. I'll roll for all 3 of them here. Boom, boom, boom. And first one will be the bitey. Fails, pass. So the third one in the back row, he sees them both take it on. He's like, oh, no, not for me. He waits it out. The other 2.
You don't have to cast invisibility.
Well, there's a lot of things that can happen.
Is it like a table that you get to roll on?
Oh yeah.
You
just see it like grabs up at its eyes in complete frustration because you don't know how this thing's affected, and it falls to its knees. The other one, you see it like put its hand against the wall and acting like it's incredibly dizzy, and goes like, "Whoa!" And he's just holding on. And
whoa, dude!
Yeah, just like,
Holding the wall up.
shit. And he looks at his friend who's like clawing at his face a little bit, and says like, "Yo, your face is like whirling in on itself. That's really bad." And then the third one kind of eyes you guys with a snarl, but with his friends kind of fucked up in the room full of spores, you don't see him chasing. The others begin to pile up around it and sees the spores, and he gives them the weight, but they're just waiting as the spores begin to drift to the ground. And you guys got a good lead on him here as you're sprinting your way up the stairs. These like incredibly steep stairs. So I'm just gonna have it can be pretty much any modifier here is gonna help you get up them, either going carefully, quickly, your strength, no matter what.
What's that?
Any of your body modifiers. Is
Well, okay, all of those matter for me.
Yeah. Any of your actual stats.
Well, fuck, all right. God damn it.
Let's go 19.
Okay.
3.
All right.
Moving.
So then you make it to the top of the stairs, and Nifil and Katla are just struggling. And you see the spores begin to drift to the ground, and the beasts, the drowned, begin to run up after you. You've got like a good 60 feet between you, but now there's maybe 9 of them, maybe more, coming up the stairs.
Hurry the fuck up.
Yeah, just one more with any of your modifiers here.
All right.
Yeah, you've only got a -1 as your only non-zero.
Yeah. 17.
Okay. Yeah. Katla, you make it up, no problem. 5 above the DC or whatever, and you make your way up with Vetten. You're stepping back up into the room where the that madman that you had bumped into, dead on the floor. with the stairway out of the sarcophagus to your right. And Nephil, they're catching on you, like maybe 15 feet now. You can hear them, like these stairs are walking the park for them as they're sprinting their way up.
Yeah.
Catla, give me a hand. I grab an arm and a leg
Of
The dead guy.
the dead guy.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And
I thought you were like, of me?
yeah, Catla, you see the dead guy stand up on all twos sideways.
Grab the other side.
Yeah.
We're throwing him down the stairs.
Okay, this is very weird.
Nephil, hurry up!
Both of you make it just a strength 8 test since you're working together. And Nephil, you got one more sprint before they catch up.
Oh, fuck, man.
18.
8.
18. 8. That's a catch. Good
I'll
enough.
shot put this thing down the stairs.
12?
12. You make it. Nephil begins to run up, and with Vetton's 18, it, like huffs up more to his side because I believe Catla has a -1 strength, so he missed by 1. So it just kind of begins to like hurl up.
Do I put a spiral on it?
Yeah, but Nephil, you see it moving towards you. It's just a DR6 agility to duck under it as it comes too low on Catla's side.
You're mean. You're a mean person.
Just because Ray failed.
Yeah.
Oh, 8. Okay, I thought that was a 3.
No.
Oh my god, I was so worried.
I forgot about my -1 the one time
I know. The one.
roll it.
Yeah, and you dodge underneath, and then you hear that body crash into a crowd of these. And I'll just do like a group check for them to see how they do. 7. They are taken aback as like 150-ish pounds are thrown into them down these heavy and steep flight of stairs. And you hear that they are stifled, and you have bought some time to run. And you're working your way out of this room, up the sarcophagus, the steps up into the fresh air. And as you break open these like cryptic old wooden doors, bursting side to side as you step up from the cellar-like entranceway into the pale, cool air of the evening. You see Graventosk and the forests around you, some tombs laying in the ground, and I believe book it into the night.
Yeah. I give the other eye back. This thing's fucked up.
Yeah, the whole time you're
I don't
running.
like
So clearly right now.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Yeah, have it. Go for it.
You're still both here with me, yes?
Yeah, Catla, you just, as you look around, the only thing that you notice in the daylight here is 2 eyes held closely together behind you as everyone begins to run away.
And I acknowledge that as my beacon.
Yeah, you kind of like let the eyes go. You're like, okay, following
Makes
that.
sense.
You sprint away. In the final moments, you do start to like, as you're like moving towards the tree line, making your way away from this like cemetery and the sarcophagus below. Veton, as you were holding those eyes and you look back to see if you're being chased, with the eyes visible to the air, reaching back to see if they're coming, you actually see that each of those tombs are lit up golden in the shape of skeletons. And you do see several bodies in the distance by that doorway, and they're fanning out, unaware of where you are. As you make your way back towards safety, towards home, or towards the next job, with the eyes in hand, you got cataracted Kevin with the eyes of the icon.
Be honest with me. How bad was it?
So fucking useless.
I clearly fought some things off. Thank you very much.
I'm amazed you got by unscathed.
That part's true.
Surprised I didn't meet my doom. I was fully expecting not to make it.
Catla, can you roll a toughness test for me?
Yep, sure can.
Yep. I'm gonna say this is gonna be a 3.
Feels right.
That was an 8.
Still a fail.
As you look around, as you guys are wandering or camping somewhere safe, well beyond the reaches of these drowned, you pan again, and you know right here, tap, tap. There's this flank of a little horse. Right there's 2 floating eyes, and still you see nothing else. And I think that's where we're going to end it. That is
Perfect.
a quick delve into the Devil's Tomb.
Yep.
Belfaduk be damned.
Yeah, fuck
We
that guy.
survived, guys.
Yeah. Camera panning out, you see Belvedere with this clawed metal arm slashing away through tendrils of plant life that spurts with rainbow fluid as it's cutting its way between. Eventually, a tentacle wraps its way around its leg, and then the metal arm, and the metal begins to pull away, and then the arm gets pulled away, and an armless Belvedere is thrown into the air with a toothy mauve plant life wrapping around it as it closes. And that's
Idiot. Yeah, fucked idiot.
Maybe great treasures lie beyond. Who knows? It's not worth it.
No.
Um,
We got what we came for.
You got what
Nailed
you
it.
came for.
Fucking nailed it.
By the
Yes.
way, was it like complete RNG that I found the eyes there? Please tell me it was.
Yeah, it was part of the roll table. Yeah,
It actually was.
yeah. Like there's a few other things, and so I paired it with the worst thing on the list. So if you got the worst thing, you still got the eyes, and you got the boring thing, which is silver in a one shot.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You could have gotten like 2 short swords or this effigy of a basilisk. There was another thing that was useful, but it would have helped you with the waterfall situation.
Sure.
But yeah, I just paired the eyes with the silver. There you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But Plant of Life, be damned. Who cares about it? This was the Devil's Tomb. Ton of fun. Callow's probably never going to see living things ever again. And
That's what I'm expecting. Is that like they don't realize it, but they're effectively a hermit for the rest of their life.
Yeah, even in the
Yep.
company of a little horse. Thanks everybody for watching. We're the casual ones. This has been another Mork Borg side quest. We do D&D on Thursdays. We occasionally do Extra Life, and we have an upcoming space adventure that will be starting potentially July 12th, I think is
Yes.
the day.
I think that's our tentative date. Yes.
Yeah,
That'll
So-
be lots of fun.
Hell yeah.
it's going to be sweet. We're gonna get out into that yeah.
Get
Can't
all
take
of
this
the
happening.
expanse.
So thanks everybody. Catch us next time.
Take care, everybody.
See you guys. Bye bye.